And thank you for joining our 2020 International Trade Landscape and a Look Forward portion of our program this evening. And Hilsabeck is a founding member of Women in International Trade Orange County chapter, which happened some 33 years ago. And she has served on our board of directors for the past 10 years and has been the force behind the WITOC annual port tour and our annual State of Trade programs, and is also the founder and the president of AMH Customs Consultants. Established in 1983, AMH is a leading provider of consulting and advisory services for companies doing business internationally, custom brokers, freight forwarders, customs attorneys, banks, and tax accountants. The firm specializes in import and export business planning, customs and export trade compliance, and duty drawback. She is a licensed customs broker and a qualified legal expert on customs-related matters. And it is also important to know that Anne was the first female regulatory auditor with customs and border protection. What a pioneer in trade. Welcome, Anne.
Yeah, thank you, Simone. I'm very excited to be here today.
My first question today for you, Anne, is what are the most common trade issues your clients have asked you about in 2020?
Oh, Simone, it's been a very, very challenging year. And of course, I could just thinking about it is that there are many, many inquiries that come in on a daily basis. But I believe that the most common, of course, at the top of the list are going to be the trade remedies. That would be in particular, the Section 301 Chinese duties. The second item on the list would be inquiries about duty reduction programs. And by duty reduction, that could be involved anything from tariff reengineering to putting in place a duty drawback program, looking into or putting in place a foreign trade zone, or taking advantage of bonded warehousing. And also in that category, I would probably put in bond movements, which is becoming, it has always been very popular, but a lot of companies, of course, were not really super knowledgeable about it. So we see that a lot more. And there had been some changes with CBP in the inbound movement process. So we have been getting lots of inquiries on that as well.
So from this multitude of import issues, which one we should pay attention to moving forward into 2021?
I would say probably, I think we're still going to have the trade remedies. I do believe unless something happens between now and the end of the year, a lot of the Section 301 duty, the exclusions to some of the product lines, some of the tariff classifications in list 1, 2, 3, and 4 are gonna, come off the exclusion list. So companies need to be aware that, hey, if you're tracking it now, be sure that you alert senior management to the fact that they may eventually have to pay additional duties that you're not currently paying on. I also think that it's important for companies to pay attention to admissibility requirements. I think in the companies are not really paying too close attention to classification. Value is also an area that is prevalent at customs under valuation of duties. Also, country of origin. We also have the free trade agreements. USMCA now has come into effect. Companies are wanting to make sure that they are compliant and that their products do qualify under the USMCA trade agreement. It's very, very different in some areas than what it was under the NAFTA. I also think that it's going to be important for companies that are dealing with imports that are valued at less than $800, which is termed as the Section 321 imports, that if companies are taking advantage of that duty-free area, that they make sure that their imports are compliant under that section of the regulations.
I look forward to bringing your signature event, State of Trade, to our trade community. Please give us a few highlights, if you may, about the State of Trade program in February.
Well, Simone, I'm now in process of designing the topics that I would like to have the various government agencies address. I know that last year we were very fortunate to have 11 different agencies come and provide an update in their particular given sections of their regulations and what's happening in their government agencies. We also were able to have, our trade fair, which right now I don't believe that we're going to be able to do that in a virtual environment. But I do know that we will have our Customs and Border Protection, Food and Drug, Consumer Product Safety Commission individuals, and but I know that we'll put out some information on hey, here's what we're going to do, but it will be in February. And I think, Simona, as soon as we have a date, then we'll be able to let our our members and the trade know when we're going to do that.
Thank you, Anne. Our final question is, what is your main advice to importers moving forward into 2021?
I think the main advice is to continue to be vigilant and also to, be very proactive in your compliance programs. CBP has a lot of data now that is intertwined with data elements that are brought in from all of the other government agencies. So there's a lot of more information that's available to CBP on targeting imports, targeting companies. So I think that it's just very important for companies to know where to go for resources. The government websites have, considerable amount of details. I know the USTR's office has, their custom messaging system where they put out different alerts. So I just, want companies to, continue to press forward, pay attention to what's going on. If you have any questions, you need to, go to the brokers, find out, what their take is on things. And then, of course, you can always reach out to, your legal counsel consultants, because I know that everybody's here and it's just been a super, super challenging year.
So it is ultimately the importer's responsibility to follow the applicable law and to be up to date with all the changes in import regulation. And please attend our State of Trade program in February to learn about the new regulation and how to access important resources.
Right.
And thank you for sharing this very useful information with us. Our WITOC success is a testament to your leadership and mentorship. So thank you for your continuous support. We wish you a safe and happy holiday season, and thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Simona, and thank WITOC.